Hello everyone, welcome to day 3rd of October Lead Code Challenge and let's get started with today's question. Today's question is Jump Game, and we have already solved plenty of questions from the Jump Game series 2, 3, 4, 6, and I'm attaching the link to those videos. This is a pretty simple and straightforward question. I hope after solving this you get a chance to revise them as well. So let's get started with this. Jump Game, Lead Code 55. It's a medium level question on Lead Code, and in this question we are given an array of integers. We need to tell if from the starting from the first index, is it possible to reach the terminal index or not. That means if you start from this particular index, are you able to reach the last index or not, and how can you move ahead. There is one condition for progressing ahead. As you visit a node, you acquire that many hops that you can take ahead. For example, if you are starting at the 0th node, from the 0th node you can take at max 2 hops. If you are starting at 1, if you are there at 1, you can at max take 3 hops from 1. Similarly for the rest of the cases. We need to return true if it is possible to reach the terminal end, and we need to return false if it is not possible. Without much ado, let's look at the presentation that I have created for this. Jump Game, Lead Code 55. And we usually solve jump game questions using the BFS reversal approach, and I also tried doing it. However, I got an exception, memory limit exceeded, and then I started looking for more approaches. This is also an interesting approach which you can follow. Also, I will try to enhance my BFS approach, and if you can show me the code for solving it by BFS approach, you are most welcome. Please raise the PR on the Git repo of Coding Decoded. I have created a max reach so far variable, and since we are starting from the 0th index, its value would be equal to nums of 0, which is equal to 2. That means from this position you can at max reach up till the 2nd index, and then I take an iterator. My iterator is right now pointing to the 1st index because we have already visited the 0th index. This iterator value is less than or equal to the max reach variable. That means we can progress ahead. And what do you see? When we visit 1, from 1 we can at max reach up till 4th index. So the reach increases to 1 plus 3. Nums of 1 plus 3. That gives us 4. And this 4 value is greater than max reach so far variable. That means we update this from 2 to 4 because the reach is getting incremented up till 4. And let's continue the process. We again walk through the iteration and we see that the max reach variable has become equal to nums.length minus 1. We abort the process and return true. You basically need to keep on doing this till the time you either don't reach the terminal condition, which is the lastmost index, or your max reach variable happens to be less than the value of I. If that is the case, you really can't do anything. I'll talk about it in the coding section. It's pretty straightforward. Let's try with this approach. You'll understand it better. The max reach so far variable has been initialized to nums.0 and its value is 3. And let's start the iteration. My I is pointing to 1. So max reach is 3 so far. 3 is greater than 1. We are good. How much reach will one index cause? It will cause 1 plus nums of 1 is 2. That means the reach from 1 happens to be equal to 3. Will this affect the max reach variable? No. Since from 0 your maximum reach was 3, from 1 as well your maximum reach is 3. So it won't impact. Let's continue the process. Here the value of I turns out to be equal to 2. And what is the reach from the 2nd index? The reach from 2nd index is equal to 2 plus nums of 1, which is 1. And this gives me 3. From the 2nd index, the reach is up till 3 again. So we really don't need to update the max reach so far variable. It stays as it is. Let's continue the process. Here the value of I turns out to be equal to 3, and what is the max reach from this particular index? The max reach is 3 plus 0, and it really doesn't impact the max reach variable so far. Next we go ahead and increment the value of I. What do you see? You see that I has become greater than your max reach variable. You abort the process and return false from there. Why does it make sense? Because you have exceeded the max reach variable index so far that you can actually reach up till. That simply means that you can't go beyond this variable, and you have to abort the process and return false from there and then itself. Without much ado, let's look at the coding section, and it'll exactly follow the same steps as I have communicated here. The first line comes up: if my nums.length happens to be 1, I simply return true because that's my terminal index. Otherwise, I go and initialize the index for maximum reach, and I've associated nums.0 to it. Ideally it is 0 plus nums.0 if we go by the logic. I've initialized an ith iterator for iterating over all the elements that are reachable so far. Till the time my I max reach is greater than equal to I check first of all if I have reached the terminal most index or not. If I max reach happens to be greater than or equal to nums.length minus 1, I return true. Otherwise, I go and update my I max reach variable to nums of I plus 1 comma I max reach, and with each iteration I simply increment the iterator for I. Once I'm done with this, if my reach doesn't go up till nums.length minus 1, that means it's not possible, and I simply return false in those cases. Let me just go and submit this. Accepted. This brings me to the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. I'll see you tomorrow with another fresh question. But till then, goodbye. Also, don't forget to solve the other jump game series. It's highly beneficial and will act as the revision opportunity for you guys. Thank you.